Yeah, it's Christmas, isn't it?
But we thought these hats would be a good idea. But yours looks...
It's tiny, isn't
I'm
it?
not so sure.
I feel like my head's been squashed.
Yours doesn't quite fit, does it?
No.
Never mind, anyway. What's the purpose of this video?
I've no idea. Yeah, it's our December update. It's actually the end of November, and it's, to coin a phrase, it's blowing a hoolie outside, so if you hear any wind noise, that's what it is. We're in the van, on the drive, at home. We've been at home about a week now, haven't we? And I think
2 weeks, I think it is.
2 weeks. Stir craze.
That's why I bought these hats. No, 2 weeks, Monday, wasn't it? We came back with the Bailey Adamo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we've got loads of things to tell you, so I thought we'd just crack on. Just to
coin a phrase, yeah, so crack on. Then.
Crack on. So, Bailey Adamo, there were a number of issues with the Bailey Adamo which we highlighted in the video. There were a few sort of faults. So I made a list of the faults and I reported to Bailey. And what they told me is obviously they're going to fix the faults. So,
yeah, in that particular van.
If it was my own van, it would have been something I'd reported under warranty. Those sort of things, things that can get fixed easily.
Yeah. There
are some design issues that we brought up as well. I've got to be careful here because I don't want to give too much away. Suffice it to say that there will be changes coming, and we'll probably know more in February.
You'll be launched at the February show, won't it?
Yeah, so watch out for that.
Yep.
The Adamo production has actually stopped until the new year, so they won't be doing any more Adamos until the new year.
Well, that's not that long really, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's only a month or two.
Month.
Depending where you think we are in the year. Yeah, so we thought we'd do our December update. So that's the main bit of news about the Adamo. We really enjoyed that van. It is a cracking van, and the Ford cab I just thought was brilliant. Really did enjoy it, and it packs an awful lot into a motorhome.
Yeah, your Swift Army knife.
Bailey Army knife. That's it.
Something like that. Yeah.
So anyway, so I've got my phone here, so I am going to refer to my phone so we don't forget anything. We really enjoyed meeting up with friends. That was
one of the best things about that van. Was it was so easy to entertain, wasn't it? And but with that fantastic table, that was the thing I really liked about it.
Yeah, no.
Want that table?
Yeah.
The
vans are rocking.
50-mile gust then.
Yeah, so
right, crack on.
Crack on. We've had our flu jab. Would you believe there was a shortage of flu jabs?
For the over 65s.
Yeah, we missed the doctor's appointment because we were away with the Bailey Adamo. So we went to Boots to get a jab, and he told us there was a nationwide shortage of flu jabs for the over 65s. So we've had the under 65s. So
yeah, and this time I had no side effects at all.
No.
Whereas I had the over 65 last year, and I did have effects.
Apparently there's some sort of ingredient in the over 65s
that boost your immune system. Yeah.
We've got the boosters, the COVID boosters on Tuesday coming. Yeah. So that's the 30th.
Really looking forward to that, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
Get it out of the way.
I don't have any symptoms at all with the flu jab, so
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed we don't get any symptoms with that, but otherwise it may knock us out. And after we've recovered from the COVID jab, we'll be off to Asheville, but more on that in a minute. We've also had our eyes tested as well.
Yeah, that was yesterday, and I had a full OCT scan. I can't remember what all it stands for. I did look it up.
Something.
So, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And that was just meant taking extra pictures, and she could show me on the screen all different things to do in my eyes. So her comment was excellent. So
yeah, she said they're really good for 65-year-old eyes.
That's right. Yeah, she didn't believe I was the age I am.
I can't believe we're the age we are.
I took that as a compliment.
Yeah. And my eyes, they were pretty good. And they said that the surgeons had done a good job, and she called it monocular vision. I'm not sure what that implies, but they said it was they did a good job. One eye works on reading, and the other works on distance.
So between them,
my brain processes a good image.
Yeah.
So what she did show me was a picture of my old eyes, as it were, and a picture of my new eyes, and the difference was staggering. You know, getting rid of the cataracts. The eyes from 2015 were sort of like a milky orange.
Yeah.
And the eyes from 2021 were orange.
So really, you had the problem going back to 2015.
And I didn't realise.
Yeah.
You know, so if you are developing cataracts, it's a really good idea to get them done.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference really is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else we got? We've got the services for the motorhome coming up. That's the vehicle service and the habitation service. We're sitting here in a motorhome with no covers on.
No covers and no carpets, and you're going to have to clear all the cupboards out.
I'm going to have to empty all the cupboards out. And hopefully, I don't know if you remember, we had the cupboard doors changed because the trim was peeling off them.
Yeah.
And they got cupboard doors in that didn't match up in shape to the previous cupboard doors.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're going to change the
remaining cupboard doors.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
The remaining cupboard doors. So hopefully we should have cupboard doors that all match.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yes, so vehicle and habitation service. Habitation service we're still doing because of the warranty. Before anyone says, "Why don't you do it yourself?"
Well, you haven't got time anyway.
I've got time to do it. Or the vehicle service for that matter.
Yeah.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, so we will be doing, because it's 2 years since we got this van, isn't it, on December the 3rd?
Which is quite amazing, really. I mean, we spent almost the first year in lockdown, didn't we?
We didn't go very far in the first year, no.
I think it was July before we got going in 2020, wasn't it? I
think I've worked out, over the last 2 years, we've been away 228 days out of the 730 odd days it was since we've had the van.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, well, it's just pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good considering, so...
That's probably why I don't have time to do my own servicing.
It probably is. So we'll be doing a 2-year review, won't we, like we did with the Bolero, any problems we've had, what we'd still like, what we...
Dislike,
a bit disappointed with, or whatever.
What went wrong.
And what went right.
A bit like we did for the Bailey, in fact, really.
Yeah, and some figures on how much it's cost us.
Because you've done a database, haven't you, for the all the figures.
Yeah.
So we know how much it's cost, you know, all the sites and all that sort of thing. So it should be interesting. So watch out for that. Phone's gone off. Right. So doing the 2-year review. We've got our next visit, and I think I just mentioned it earlier, was we're going to Ashwell, Ashridge Farm. We've been there many times, but the purpose of that visit really is to meet up with our friends from down south. We meet up with Dave and Marion.
And Alison and Brian again, and I'm hoping to meet up with my cousin.
Which you haven't seen for...
No, for quite a few years,
isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to have a couple of Christmas meals, hence the Christmas pudding hat.
You're not going to wear that to the meal.
I might do.
I'll sit on the other table. Yeah.
You'll sit somewhere else.
I'll sit somewhere else.
Pub,
yeah. You look like at the Pope or something in that. I don't know quite what it is. Yeah. Right. Crack on.
Once we've got Christmas out of the way, we're going away back to Troutbeck for the new year.
Because it's fireworks, isn't it? And that's the quietest site we've managed to find so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of, hopefully 4th or 5th of January.
No, it's not.
Is it not? It's a bit later than
that. No, it's early than that. It's for New Year.
Oh, right, we're going for the New Year. Oh, right,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're looking forward to that again. It's always a problem for us what we talk about when we get to somewhere we keep going to. So
yeah,
I mean, there are our favourite sites, and let us know if you still want us to do an arriving out video. I think otherwise, I think it gets a little bit...
Yeah, it's surprising, but we've found people are watching the old arrivings aren't they?
Yeah.
The sites that we've just recently been to.
Yeah, I just had a comment on the arriving at Wharfdale from
March 2020.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so they come up in people's feeds.
I suppose it's a library, and things do change at sites, so I might carry on doing it. Let me know what you think.
But what we really want to do for the following year is, and I've been trying to get a list together, is I've got the sites for the clubs, I've got the sites for Tranquil Parks and for Premier Parks.
Yeah.
and I've done myself a little column which says how we filmed it. So
yeah, this sort of came about because a few people said, well, you know, you're running out of club sites to film.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, there must be a few that we haven't been to.
Yeah, well, I obviously couldn't sort of think of how many it was in my head, but at the moment I've got about 400 in there, and there's about 200 and something that we've never been to. Not Caravan and Motorhome Club exclusively, but a lot of camping and caravanning clubs.
Yeah.
Quite a few tranquil parks and premier parks.
Yeah, yeah.
So in the next year, I think we want to try and do some of the club sites we have never filmed.
Yeah.
And I'm particularly thinking of Kent and Sussex. We've never filmed any down there.
No.
So I'm looking forward to doing that.
There would be a few that we've been to, like is it Hastings?
Yeah, Fairlight Wood and Battle we've been to, but because it was in the days before we were filming anything, so we did like those sites.
Yeah, so that should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even some CLs possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I wish there was some way on YouTube you could sort of say these are the sites we've filmed, you know, in a list, but there's just the videos, isn't it?
Well, I suppose I could put it up on a scrolling list here, couldn't I? Put it in the description, but...
No, don't do that.
Oh, okay.
You'll be there forever.
It sort of leads us on to the next subject, and this is going to be really contentious, so if you make any comments on this next subject, please keep them polite. Is the Caravan and Motorhome Club looks set to introduce deposits for sites.
Yeah.
My honest opinion is I think it's a bad idea, and it doesn't solve the problem of people block booking sites and not turning up. And I think that's why they're doing it. I think
they've apparently they've talked to over 100,000 existing members.
Didn't talk to me.
No, excluding us. And they've had focus groups, I can't remember the number for that, and they've talked to the site wardens. So they've got a great group of people, and I think obviously the majority of all of that says let's try deposits and see if it solves
maybe it's just something that's got to happen to find out if it does solve the problem. I think the problem is people being selfish, if I'm perfectly honest, of booking sites and not turning up. And that's despicable. Yeah,
it's not.
And it ruins it for the rest of us.
It's not fair on other people who. I mean, I can understand. Great sympathy for people, particularly with a caravan, who want to have 2 weeks away in the summer, and they find they can't have the 2 weeks because the Friday and Saturday is booked, and it's right in the middle of their holiday. Yeah. So if deposits solve that, great. But I've always thought there's perhaps complications that get introduced because you have deposits. I mean, we're with the Camping and Caravanning Club, and when we wanted to add a day once, we had to ring up, wait in a queue, and then they said to us, well, because you added a day, the deposit now is blah-de-blah, and we had to pay more money, and it was all that, and it just took a long time, and I wanted to add a day to a Caravan and Motorhome Club on the same trip, and I just could go online and just add a day.
And amend the booking. So and I think it's going to make all those sort of things that you want to change because your plans change. You know, you want to add days, you want to take days off, you might want to go to a different site. It's going to make all of that more complicated.
Well, you know, I think it's quite a task for the person who's doing the website.
Yeah, I think the company who got the contract to do the website are probably laughing their socks off because they've been doing it for months, I think.
I can remember, you know, I used to do them, and you used to come back with a list, and they'd say, you know, can it do this, can it do that? Now, my first thing they'd say to you was, I can't do that, I can't do that.
I mean, the owners always say, what we want it to do is X, Y, Z, and then when they look at X, Y, Z, they say, we can't do X, Y, Z, but we can do P, Q, and T.
Yeah. And we used to get, can it make the tea, didn't we? And I could never figure out how to add that to it. But no, I mean, there's some FAQs have been added to the Caravan and Motorhome Club website, and they're talking about bringing this in from April onwards. And one thing that sort of I think it's still in the design stage, but it was this thing about once it's introduced, if you want to add a day, you've got to perhaps cancel your existing booking and then make another booking for the 5-6 days or whatever you want to go. And I was thinking, what if in that time you cancel the original one?
Yeah, you cancel the original booking and then you go to put your new booking in. In the meantime, someone's jumped in and they've got that one of the days that you're in your previous booking, so then you've lost the whole lot.
Yeah, I don't know, you know, whether that's how they intend it to work, or whether these deposits will be refundable, or what. I mean, the Camping and Caravanning Club, you lose a deposit, don't you, if it's within 30 days?
I think deposits work well for, like you said, for people who book a whole week and they know they're going to be at that week. Where we're sort of travelling from place to place, and we have to meet someone, or we have to go somewhere, or we have to come home early, which has happened before, then things change. And I don't think it's going to suit us. It may suit families and people who want to go away at the weekend. So
yeah, I mean, if I want to plan a lot of tours up front now, every site that I book, I've got to pay a deposit for.
Yeah. So from our perspective,
might as well go to any other site.
Might as well go to a Tranquil Parks site, or or a Camping and Caravanning Club site. We tended not to book Camping and Caravanning Club sites for all the reasons we just mentioned.
Yeah. So let's see how it pans. I mean, one nice feature that they're proposing to add is, currently on the overseas booking, you can book a whole tour, so you can go into the screen, you can say I want to go this site and then that site, and you can see on the screen what you're doing. Because sometimes I must admit, if I sort of decided on a tour and then we decided to go that site and then that site, if I haven't recorded it myself, I could have missed a day out. You know, we were not going anywhere for that day or something. So I can see that having it all on one screen and being able to do that will be a real good improvement. So it's not all
it's not all doom and gloom.
No, we'll have to see how it goes. If that's
I can turn me Mr. Grumpy off now again.
Well, if that's what most people want, you know. Let's see how it works.
Okay. Where am I? Deposits. So places we were going to go for next year.
Well, like I was saying, I want to go to Kent and Sussex. We've got February and October sort of earmarked for the shows. We're going to the Harrogate show, aren't we?
Yeah, so going to the NEC show, assuming it's on. I don't think we're going to the Glasgow show in early February, because I think it clashes with we're planning to meet up with Trevor and Sue,
and it's also the last couple of years we've had a bit of struggle getting home.
Yeah, it's been actually
stormy, or it's been snow, and you know, we've come back from there quite tired because we've had this horrendous journey, and then sort of almost turned round and gone to the NEC. You know, so it was been a bit much.
Yeah, so I don't think we'll be doing the Glasgow show.
The Manchester show is cancelled, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the other. I think most people know that that's cancelled.
That's right. The other place we want to do, or I want to do more than you, if we're honest, is Northern Ireland and Ireland. You particularly want to go to Ireland.
Yes.
But I mean, what puts Jenny off is she gets terrible seasickness.
Yeah. So
we've actually booked when was it, 2020 or 2020? We were planning to cross to Northern Ireland from Stranraer to Larne. Is it Larne?
Yeah.
And obviously everything went wrong. Cancelled that, so they've still held our booking, as it were, with P&O. And on the Stranraer Larne crossing, we're going to do it before the end of September. So we're probably going to go in September.
Yeah, possibly for 3 weeks, so we can go to Ireland itself. But
well, if we can, I think we'd probably try a little bit longer than 3 weeks, but we'll see. Gives ourselves enough time to properly explore. But I think probably want to do the west coast of Ireland more than anything.
Yeah, because we did do a bit of Kerry, didn't we? And it was the scenery there was terrific. So that's that, and then. So we've earmarked that for September. August, we're thinking we'll do a Tranquil Parks again, aren't we? Different ones from what we did on our previous
Perhaps
tour.
Explore the sort of the Wales and South.
Yeah, there's some in Wales, there's some in Shropshire. I'm sort of thinking that sort of area. So we've got a few ideas.
I mean, in previous years, by now we'd have booked everything up that we needed to do, but
no, we haven't yet. I'm going to make a start. Do the Kent and Sussex ones.
Okay. We still want to go to the Isle of Wight?
Well,
I'm not sure about it yet.
Not sure, because
It clashes, doesn't
it clashes with something,
yeah,
so we might leave that for another year.
Okay. Anything else I've... no, nothing else on the where we're going, I don't think, unless there's anything you can think of.
No, it's cold in here.
Yeah, we had to turn the heating on. Got the heating down to 10 degrees and come in here, I'm shivering. It's a good job I've got a hat on, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other bit of news is on the tech front, really. I've invested in the monthly subscription for Adobe Premiere Pro, the editing software, and it's a bit of a leap for me. It's quite, I wouldn't say it's different, but there's quite a lot more in it, and as I do all my editing on an 11-inch screen,
you can't fit it all on the screen.
Can't fit it all on the screen, so
no.
I always do the editing whilst we're away, and I know a lot of YouTubers do their editing when they get home and they're on a nice big screen. So I'm just going to see how I get on with it. It is a monthly subscription, so worst
you
comes
can
to
cancel
worst,
it if it
I can
gets
cancel
too...
it. Yeah, if it gets too difficult. So this video that I'm actually recording at the moment will be the first video I've uploaded to YouTube using Premiere Pro. So,
right. So it'll either be uploaded or it won't then.
Well,
you haven't done that part yet, have you?
No, not yet. I have edited a video. I did edit a little bit of video that we filmed when we were at Perthshire Caravans, but to be honest, we filmed it on the Sony, and it was so blooming jerky, and
it was going in and out of focus, wasn't it? I watched it this morning. I thought, no, you can't. And
I can't upload that. No. It was quite a bit of an interesting video. It's a video of the Auto Trail A-Class motorhome, and I just wish I'd done it with my GoPro.
Yes. So what camera will you be taking to the NEC?
I will be taking the GoPro. Don't get me wrong, the Sony's a good camera, and it'd do lots of things that the GoPro can't do, like focusing and
well, recording this on the Sony, aren't we? It's
so
great for things like this.
It's great that we can see ourselves in the screen wearing these silly hats, you know. So
is that great? It's making me laugh.
Yeah, I know.
Something.
Yeah. So last bit of news is we've invested in another bit of tech, and it's this thing here. It's the Poynting Aerial. It's a Wi-Fi Aerial for our Netgear M2 router. So we're hoping to improve the... How can I do that? Can you just unplug it for us? No. Come on. USB. So the Netgear router. So we're hoping that that will improve the performance whilst we're away and give us faster uploads. It's a bit of a shout out to Rob and Lynn, because I saw this aerial on their channel, and the great thing about this is it sticks on the side of the van with some rubber suckers.
Well, even in these winds?
Well, hopefully. If not, I'd stick it on the window inside.
Yes.
You can still do that. It means I don't have to drill any holes in the roof.
No, which I didn't really fancy you doing.
No. Not on a 2-year-old van still under warranty.
No.
Okay.
No, but that Netgear router has been brilliant.
I managed to scratch it, and all the fronts all scratched.
Oh no, it looks like it's come up with main Wi-Fi band.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I moved all the screen. The touch screen still works, but yeah, I've used 80 gigabytes this month. That shows you how much data I use.
Yeah, well, that's uploading all those Adamo
videos,
all the Adamo
isn't it? Videos,
yeah, because we took it with us.
Yeah. So I think that's my waffling done. You got anything to add?
No, just Poppy's still fine, isn't she? Poppy and Tara enjoyed going away. I mean, they're great together, those two. Yeah, they are good. Yeah, good. She's not with us at the moment because she seems to have a problem coming in the van in the drive. I think we've said this before. I don't know what it is. I think she thinks we're not going anywhere, so she's back on guard looking for the cat.
Yeah, she's looking for the cat and the pigeons and the blackbird.
Yeah, so you're not going anywhere.
She got dive bombed by a blackbird earlier.
I know, that was worrying.
A bit worrying.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. There will be obviously updates from us before Christmas, but if you don't see those updates, Merry Christmas from the pudding.
Yeah. My silly hat.
Yeah. Well, you're the elf then.
Santa.
Oh, it's Santa. Yeah.
It's a Santa hat. Mrs. Santa hat. Poppy's got one, but trying to get her to wear it is impossible.
So, anyway, have a great Christmas if we don't hear from you. beautiful. And we'll catch up with you in the next one.
Okay then. Bye then.
Bye then.